Where is Damiano? Is the question you asked me. We're here to deliver the assignment. Damiano!
Hey, bro.
Twakusanga. Damiano. It's all about you.
You need to have a lighter tongue to do those tongue twistings.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
People have been asking, your fans have been asking, even Pompey has been asking, where is Damiano? Where have you been?
Well, I've been around. I've been home.
Yeah.
I've been at church. I've been obviously just in the cycles, just busy with just ministry and just doing a few other things to family. Sometimes when now family is in now, there's a lot of shift in certain things that you do. So yeah,
the dynamics have changed.
Yeah, I was kind of taken off to focus on a few other things, establish myself. I think I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. I'm happy to have found you today, and for me, this could actually be an emotional interview because we have so much history together. We go way back.
Makululu boys.
Makululu boys. So growing up, I remember in our primary school days, we used to compete a lot musically. We used to participate in some competitions, like the one the late Papa Miki used to organize. You remember the Trodon promotions?
Yes.
Yeah, then and I remember, how we used to play our instruments on the chest.
Party fit and fit. Anyway, now it's even better, but those days, and it was. I got so used to that.
Yeah.
Even when I'm coming from school, that time Kabwe High School, walking all the way through. It's like I never even used to mind. There are people I would be passing down and now it a bit.
Yeah. It once happened to me. You remember Alinani?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Alinani,
So Alinani's Chone. Shout out to Alinani. One time I think he was coming from school because he was a prefect, and so I think he would stay back up to maybe like the evenings. So one time he found me walking along Ghana Avenue, Ghana Street, and then I didn't realize that he had seen me. And so he came to tell me the story the following day, like, I just saw you like you were drumming on your chest. And that was our system, yeah. So from those Trodon promotions days, we participated in things like Music Crossroads and many other things. Of course, we performed at the Kabwe Hindu Hall there. That was like one of the biggest venues there. And then came a time, in fact, before that, we also obviously went to the same school, the same high school, Kabwe Secondary School. We were in the same club, the Anti-AIDS Club, where we also did a lot of music. And one of the songs you remember, I know AIDS is real, I know it is real. And then we would rap there.
But I can't remember how the rap.
The rap was, yeah.
But don't forget to tell the people actually that my group, Reborn, actually used to win most of those.
Oh yes. Respect.
So big up to Rams, my brother Rams
and Likando. Yes.
Those were the members of Reborn back then in Kabwe.
So, by the year 2003, for me that was like the beginning of your professional career.
Yes.
Because in that year you got an opportunity that we all wanted, and that was the opportunity to travel to Lusaka to record music with TK Romaside. Thanks to Mr. Stanley Kasengo, Charles and the team that made it happen. And so the rest of us got left out, by the way. It was just you and Ozzy.
Actually Ozzy, but we both were actually sponsored by Mr. Kasengo from Kabwe. And so Ozzy did Backstabber. And then
you did too.
I did the first one I did was Yankalako Bad. Yankalako Bad, and obviously the first version had Likando and
Rams
in it. So when we came to Lusaka, Roma side, we did the song Yankarako Badi, recorded it.
You also recorded another one called Kumune Filamba. Mayo Kumune Filamba.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Did I even forget?
I'm here for you.
No, you're truly an encyclopedia. Yeah, so we did Kumune Filamba as well. And then, but then Yankarako Bad really provoked TK to call us back, because we went back to Kabwe, and we even started performing that song.
Yes.
Go Disney, there was a club called Go Disney.
That's where all the big artists, Danny, Chameleon, Nasty D would perform.
So what used to happen is when the big guys from Lusaka come, like when Danny, K-Smash would be DJ that time, would open.
You and Ozzy would be the curtain raisers.
We would open stage, and Yankarako Bad, not Faranama Bandana, and so that song got bigger in Kabwe Fest.
Yes.
But then, divinely, I think God has always just been in this journey. So TK called Mr. Charles and then says, guys who Triple D. So that's how he called.
I'm glad that you're reminding us that you were called Triple D at that time.
Triple D!
The FLOWback.
The
first and last born and proud to be here.
That was some awesome intro. So, but that call brought some controversy.
Okay.
Because when TK called Mr. Charles, Charles delivered the news to me. But then he says, but the challenge is...
He was only interested in you.
He just wants...
I've been there before.
Now, these guys were my friends. We hustled together. We started this group together, Rams and Likando. No, actually, he wanted me and Likando. Yeah. So now that's where there were issues, because Rams was the one was doing the rap.
The rap.
And so now how do I deliver the message to my boy? Say, boy, TK Oku, he wants to remove the rap. I was like, ish. It was hard. I told Charles, I think, guys, because it was tough. I must be very honest, it was very tough to tell him. We came to Lusaka, TK did the mixing and changed a few things in that song.
I remember the space where Ramsey's verse used to be just remained as like a beat. Like it just played,
we couldn't put anything. It was just
else.
like an instrumental part, and we would dance to it. And then there was also Charles in that song.
Yes, he says something.
He
says,
like
a
father
advising you.
Telling me, that no, you're not ready for marriage. And because that song was actually about marriage. Me telling.
We can even sing it. Yankarako Badi. Vanilesa sininga kwatile. Yankarako Badi. Vaniuza kozi tuya. Yankarako Badi.
Vanilesa sininga kwatile.
Yankarako Badi.
Cause I'm
just too young.
I'm just too young. Yeah, man. Whatever. Yeah, but so that song opened the door, and things moved fast then. TK said, I'm working on this compilation 10Z top 10 something like that. There was MC Wabwino, there was
Daniel Sanisule, there was Ranel, there was a song called Kolowa Bwanji, there was MKV. There was Q-Star. I can remember everybody that was there.
Yeah. No, I'll leave it to you to remember. Man, just look at the gray hair. I can't remember some of those things. Yeah, but anyway, so there was Yankarako Bad. And that compilation did well, so well. So the agreement was that me putting this, allowing them to use the song in that album and that compilation, TK was going to take me on under Roma side. I was like, Roma side.
Telling you.
Those days you are in Kawa.
Ubopet Roma side. Twari mfapa bwela pa nyumba ya kwa lubusu yali ila beats.
And just to be under TK. Hey. Those days it was a dream. It was a dream. So
I'm telling you. So before we continue the part about being under TK, because I've got something to say. At what point do you now change your name from Triple D to Damiano? And how do you make that decision?
So fast forward, I moved to Lusaka to when I finished school in 2003. So I moved to Lusaka and started staying with my grandfather in Avondale. So when I don't have a session with Roma side, I would usually go to Charleston just to pass time because Sling Beats was in Charleston. So I'd be there, and sometimes I would even, you know, when Charlie would maybe want one word or two words just to add.
I remember you wrote for people like Mainza.
I added lines and also worked with Alice Chuma. Was working on a song, and in those days there were a lot of big guys at Sling Beats because my brother Ozzy had also been taken under Sling Beats. So now I was having conversation with Charlie Bravo, and I was like, you know, in fact, I think he's the one who brought the suggestion. He says, where does the name Triple D come from? And I was like, oh yeah, I explained Triple D is obvious 3 Ds, is Damiano.
But don't act clever here. At some point, did you ever call yourself Double D? But then it sounded funny because of the double-decker buses.
No.
Okay, because you're Daniel, you're Damien, that's all. You don't have another, what's the third one?
I borrowed because that time I was a fan of Jermaine
Dupri.
So I used to, I actually thought I would be a rapper, but my time wasn't that good for rapping.
Oh, so you stole the third D.
Rapping. So the third D came from Dupri.
Yeah.
So, and actually some of the guys from Cabo would even call me, hey, Dupri.
Yes,
so that's how it was. Damien, Daniel, Dupri. And that was Triple D. And then I also added the FLB. So Charlie was like, you know, challenge with this certain nickname is sometime in future, maybe now you're a grown-up person and you want to change, you may disturb your fans. So it's actually better if you have a name. What's your real name? It was like Damiano. I was like, actually Damiano sounds far much better and suits an artist. So I was like, I'm Damiano. So I went to TK now to tell him I'm changing my name to Damiano.
And you've already been recording songs under the Triple D brand.
And he was like, but why? It's like, no, because you know, in future, problem ukaniza maningi we. That's what he told me. You think too much. But eventually he agreed, and that's how Damiano came by. So Triple D died. But there were shows that I would go to where people wanted Triple D. So
amazing
stuff.
So now, I moved to Lusaka as well. I'm in Chilenje, staying with my uncle, and I've been pushing for a recording contract. And I'm frustrated, it's not working out. I go to different studios in Olympia, in Chilenje, in Roma, in Charleston. I can even tell you the locations for the studios. Roma side was at house number 13, Bingwezi Road, Roma. Sling Beats was at house number M17, Porokoso Road, Charleston. Anyway, so I'm going to all these studios and everybody just keeps turning me down, right?
Yeah.
Then I decide to go back to Cabo to visit my mom. And so while I'm visiting my mom, I just hear this sound on radio like, ting, 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 Triple D, the FLOWback, the first and last one and proud to be. I had goosebumps. Like I was so happy and so proud.
I'm touched.
You know why? Because for me, that was the first point of light, because then I started to think that then it's possible.
Yeah.
Since it has worked out for Damiano,
who's
from Kabwe, then I can also do it.
Yeah.
So maybe this contract thing is just not for now, but maybe it will come later.
Yeah.
And then funny part now is, when the song played and I heard the chorus, for me I was hearing something else, because I was hearing what I was looking for. So where it says Lishuko Kukusanga, I was hearing Lishuko Kukusaina. Because I really wanted to get signed. You know what I mean? So Lishuko Kukusaina. Bali musaina kuroma saidon guys. Ushedi shuko zona. Ngaini. You know. Anyway, so yeah, that was the history. So yeah, you recorded music with Romicide. You did the album and you titled it Lishuko. And then you also did an album launch at Polo Grill.
Yes.
Then after that, you also had a stint with Digital X Studios.
Yes.
And you were the only ragamuffin in XYZ.
XYZ.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
How did you find yourself at Digital X?
So, that time, the album Bishuko did well, the album and everything else. But then, I think there was a time now, there was a wave of Dunka Dunka that came. And Raydo was the producer. The XYZ sorry, before XYZ came in, the Digital X was doing well. And for all that time, all I just knew was that I was a dancehall artist. So when I heard
in fact, we used to call it raga.
Yes, raga. So when I heard that when I heard some of the works that he had done, and they sounded like some of the beats sounded like something I would jump on. So first I just approached him actually to like pay for a studio session for a song or so. Then we did one song. I liked the sound. Then I told him, boy, sing album.
Oh.
You know? So that's how, no, we can talk. So actually even started hanging out with Raydo. Machoka pa studio mwenda pa Olympia Market, because those days Olympia Market was the place that was happening.
No wonder it was featuring on songs.
Yeah.
Olympia Market.
It was the most happening place. Places people go to. So we'd go there, chill from there, drink from there, and go back to the studio, which was in Olympia as well. So from Digital X, I got to meet PJ. The late PJ, and then I also met Willie Jinx. Yeah, Willie Jinx, and then
I'm guessing Daxon as well.
No, not yet. Okay. And then Slapdee, Rough Kid, then Sutu. So it became like a big team. Sutu and Mas. That guy had a voice. Hey, Allen tutumia guys zone. Nishifwe not pero mchinch. Damiano nyokakari na voice uso ache voice every night. That guy had a voice. Mas. I think you should look for him as
definitely.
Well.
I'm definitely going to look for him. He's the one that starts the Mbululuka song by Willie Jinx. Got you now.
And he was also a very good writer.
Yes.
So anyway, fast forward, we start working with Raydo. And then that period, that's when there was a Coppola clique or crew coming up, and it was big. So we just thought, okay, so look, these guys are working together and making waves. They actually were shaking Lusaka. Those guys were shaking Lusaka with their music. And so that's how XYZ was born. You say, okay, it was the idea was just to work together. The idea was that if you have a song, the six of us will
rally
help
behind
push it.
you.
You know, if I have a song, the other six people will help push me, because that's what the Coppola guys used to do. So it was out of love. It was out of just creating music. And helping one another just to get to. So I was one of the members in XYZ. Then we did the anthem XYZ. And
can you give us that verse? Can you remember anything?
I'm the only ragamuffin in it.
XYZ.
Gunshots in the sky for the
XYZ.
Boyaka bounce in the club for the
XYZ.
Jamaican colors in the house for the
XYZ. Those were the days, man. Yeah. Then you had other songs there. You did a song called Overdose. It was a hit.
Yeah.
Did you feature Slap on that one?
Yes, there was
Overdose.
Slap.
You did Overdose. Nikonda.
Mwenikukondela. No.
Yeah.
Nikonda mweunikondela mweunisungila.
Overdose. Okay. Yeah, then you did another song at Wishe ex-boyfriend Shan with Sutu.
Yeah, with Sutu.
Yeah, you are a good writer, man. I'm telling you, I've always admired your writing skills.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm saying you are.
I'm still a good writer.
Yeah, you are. And I've always admired your writing skills.
No, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so fast forward. After all these years and all the amazing works that you did, including songs like Julia, Kani na tete wako, Julia,
Kani na anko wako,
Julia,
Kani na tete wako,
Akotish.
Yeah.
By the way, that was a powerful advocacy song, and I'm thinking that if it was released today, you would definitely get an endorsement, maybe from the UN, World Vision, or some big international humanitarian
I think we were
organization.
way ahead of our time then when we started making music. I actually told TK recently when I met him, I was like, you know what, man, we used to make music which was way ahead of time, because even just the mixing, the way Lishuko sounds even now, you would wish it just came out, you know.
Very true.
So yeah, so that song was just basically talking about this girl who was being kept by the uncle, you know, and then so the uncle would sleep with the girl, and then told her by no means should she you know, tell anyone, you know. So that's where the Akutishi came from. But then we felt, okay, this is a serious issue. It's the song is too serious. What do we do? How do we add the sense of humor? That's when Raido called difficulty.
Professor Difficulty.
So he called him, and it didn't even take long.
Yeah.
The Ramdala came by the studio.
And I hear he was like a one-take artist.
We had to cut out a lot of stuff.
Because he said a lot.
Because he said almost like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. The instrumental is just running. He's just talking. For 10 minutes.
Wow.
But the song was just 3 minutes.
And you know, so it became a thing after you did that. After you featured him on that, it became a thing. Like every artist wanted to have Difficult on a song. Bikilon. I remember, I think even Danny had him on Shishita. Many other people. He did a song with General Kanene. Yeah, and many other people that
and actually mentioning Danny, I remember because Charles was working with Danny
in management,
so much famous shows. So when Charles goes to see Danny, I would be that young boy that's always, you know, tagging along. So quite sometimes at Natiako studio, I was not even talking about my own music. I was just in that environment, just seeing how Danny is working and doing things, and just wishing one day ekapanga sense. But then years later he actually listened to the same song that I did with TK, Yankanako Bad, and he actually gave me tips, you know, that man. So he said, you know, I love your flow a lot, but just work on your, you know, at the tomats. When I'm singing, certain words would have those somatics, you know.
So you had to work on that.
Yeah, so he said, so just work on these things, and you know, and just stay consistent.
Wow.
You know, so I, from the time that Yankarako Bad came out, I continued to still be, you know, just being found in the environment where Danny was. When sometimes even when they've just gone out, it's just gone out, you know, at a restaurant, you know, eating or drinking. I would be there. This Kayang boy was just there. So I actually learned a lot from Danny, from just seeing,
just observing,
from observing him, his lifestyle, how that he was famous,
reserved,
and had no pride,
no scandals,
how he had no scandals, how that this man was big, and yet he accommodated people, you know, and that for me, and I think it has helped me even in my career, that there was no point in my career that I felt too big or felt like nimpisha.
Talking about being humble, when we were in high school, there was a day we were walking from the classes going to, do you remember Banangosa?
Parabare panga ftumbua balala madondo
sakulya. Yeah, so we're walking from our classrooms going towards Vanangosa's place there. So there was a cantemba like this, and there was a new sweet in town. So that new sweet was called, I think, cough mint or something, the green one. With the green packaging. So,
yes.
So I was telling you, like, this sweet is something everybody's just talking about, and I've never tasted it. So you were like, I'm going to buy you one. But I want you to remember where you got it first, that I'm the one who bought it for you. So when you become a star in future, don't forget me. That's what you told me.
Pay me back. Pay me back.
You're like, don't
just
forget me.
Yourself. Pay me back.
So I'll pay you. I'll pay you after this. I'll pay you after this. So during that same conversation,
yes,
you also told me that this sweet should be a reminder that we should always stay humble in life. So we're having a conversation about the music industry and how we viewed it from outside before we could go in. So you were saying we need to agree that when we become famous, we're not going to grow big-headed and we're not going to become promiscuous. That was the plan. I know you might not remember, but for me, that too also helped me. Yeah. So you talked about sharing close relations with Danny. You also shared close relations with General Ozzy.
Yes,
and Chameleon.
Any other day.
Yeah, so General Ozzy, you also worked for him at some point as his backing vocalist. Am I right?
As a BV. Not BV,
at Curtain Raiser. Or like when you're backing...
Supporting artist.
You'd move around with him.
Those days quite.
You also shared close relations with Chameleon. I recently had a conversation with Craig J, and he was saying that you are the one who introduced him to Chameleon.
Yes.
You
I
also
met
had
Craig J in Kasama, actually.
Oh, nice. After when he was a DJ?
Yes, he was a DJ. What was the name of Radio Man or something? Yeah. So after a show, then he came to me. Because there were... all other artists, and he couldn't find a way to chat because Bambi tabare pera time chatting and just fans and stuff. But when he came to me, I gave him audience, and from there he became a friend.
Wow, amazing stuff. So you had a very big song with Chameleon. It's called Ishita. Ishita mayo, kangen pepo ile puta. Ishikuna shoshile butukangane shimuma umana na upano mwenso. Yeah. Okay, so then
I think I need to find that song and remix it.
It's beautiful
because it makes much more sense now.
Yes. Damiano Sorio Gwari, I can't imagine 45 ne mienfu njirinde ikalapanga ndayaba mayona batata no kulala pa uyabanshitire nishindika budo.
Some Musengele is like a bed. A bed.
Yeah, parents. You see, you're a lyricist for real.
Yeah, I try to. Though music now has changed, you don't have to be too hard. Don't think too much. Don't write too much. Otherwise, people will not understand.
Very true. Anyway, so after all that success that you had, suddenly we just heard that Damiano had gone gospel. What happened?
Not suddenly.
What happened? Was it sudden, or maybe it was brewing?
Well, suddenly to the people that were singing. But I think with me, it started a long time ago. I felt, I think to some extent, I've been a gospel artist for like a long time, because there were certain words I could not agree to put in a song. Even if the producer said, you know what, if you say this, it will make sense. I would just say, no, I can't. Because obviously, I would also think about, hey, if my father listens to this song and he says, the one and and it wouldn't just. In fact, when we started our group, D Reborn, it was initially supposed to be a gospel.
Because even Reborn itself is like born again.
It was supposed to be a gospel
outfit
group. But then obviously I became a secular artist. So there was just still something in me that kept on. And funny enough, there were even moments I remember that day, the other day. You know, I got my performer like my club, you have gone out of town and you would be drunk. Like I would really be drunk. But each time we get in the room, I remember there was this one time I told the boys, I said, guys, before we sleep, let's pray. But the time I was saying, let's pray, I wouldn't lie to you, I was still, But all the time
You
that
were
there was,
still
I still
connected to
remember
God.
just to talk about God and just say those things. So those were just, I think, in a way, Lisa still had been speaking to me about this, but obviously I didn't openly say it.
Yeah.
So in the background, something was being done.
Yeah.
And until I lost my father, who was my number one fan, that's when I was like, you know what? I think I'm done with secular.
Yeah.
I've been feeling this discomfort doing this, but maybe I can now just do this.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an easy decision, because I had to go to Rado DJ X and tell him, boy, I am done with secular.
Wow.
We had done an album.
Wow.
An album was ready to be dropped, where there was Overdose and on other songs. I think there was even Shaka Zulu, which I ended up giving to Kenny One, and a few other songs. But I said it won't come out. It was tough. They said, but we've spent on this.
Yeah.
We've put so much energy in this. How can you do it? I just said, I don't know. If you're going to put out that album, I don't want to get any monies, but if you want to use this material, you can sell it to other artists, but not under my voice. I was like radical. I was like, yeah, I'm born again. Yeah. But what happened then was that when I became born again, funny enough, it was hard for me to write.
Oh.
Like I would go in the studio and just fail to write. Like gospel song. Ish.
The first gospel song by you that I ever heard was, is it Ikeni or Iseni?
Ikeni.
Ikeni, yeah, with Ben Blazer.
Yes.
Was that like your first release?
That was like my first gospel release. But I had done another one with Dreams Vashilota at his studio there in Kabwe.
The one about prophesying? No, that one was also Ben
that
Blazer.
Prophesy was Ben Blazer.
Yeah.
The one I did with No. Actually, before I actually put out any gospel artist, even when I was born again, I put out a song called Katundu.
Yes, that's the one you did at Dream Talent.
You know, some of us, we were in a place where if I'm a relationship, it was easy to write.
Therapy.
So Katundu was also birthed out of a relationship that didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I was still in the space of trying to now find my path in the gospel. I went to the Copper Belt. Makitu actually shot video for Katundu. Yeah, so that time I was...
Is this around the same time you wrote or co-wrote Ona Mami?
Not the same time.
Okay, this is a little later.
This is a bit later.
Okay.
Because this time I had just gone to visit. I went to Danger Zone and then also went with Makitu and
that time he was calling himself M. Kaira as a videographer.
Yeah. So we went to Ndola is where we shot
the video for
the video, green screen, shan. But whilst I was shooting that video, I was still feeling
guilty
within me. I was like,
I need to go.
I need to go.
I need to serve God.
I need to go gospel.
Yeah.
And then when I got born again, very honest, no shows, no one calling you up, because even I'm a guys, guys are born again, even the guys from XYZ couldn't believe, so I couldn't tag along when they had shows, because what used to happen is if Slap has a show, we'll tag along, at least Mwaswam or something. Even if it's my show, the other guys will tag along, Bagetam or something. But now there was no one calling me for shows. Because this guy is born again.
Yeah.
I had no money. I had to go
let's
back
talk about
to
that. What happens when someone is transitioning from secular music to gospel music? Because I've also spoken to a few artists who say they have a conviction that they need to go gospel, but they are scared of that phase. But then they look at a person like yourself, they look at a person like Pompey, who've been there but then transformed, and they are now successful gospel artists. In that moment, apart from that challenge of not having money, what about the acceptance in the gospel circles? How is it?
Okay, what I noticed with happened with me is that yes, I had a space where I felt alone, but not for too long, because immediately I said I was born again, I found myself a church to go to. So I started going to church. So that helped me find fellowship. It helped me find brothers who I could relate with. So even when it was not happening in the music, I had brothers from church, I had people that I met from church who would, still. So it was easy to go by with life, because there were still people, holding me down and helping me to understand. And from that time, I stayed, I think, a year or two without recording anything, and until I went to Kitwe to meet Ben Blazer, and told him what the decision was. And he also emphasized actually that, the mistake people make is that they're born again today, tomorrow they want to record a gospel album. It's difficult, because gospel is a message that you are bringing. It's a lifestyle, and you need to understand what you're talking about. So there was a period for me to understand what I was talking about, which meant that I needed to be grounded. I needed to study the word more, study and understand who God was. So that was a period I passed through. I didn't record Ikeni just then. I think even like 3 years passed from the time I was born again till the time I recorded. But then there was one scenario where I was still with Blazer there. Then I think there was Trade Fair. Then a team from Lusaka came. There was JK, Kayombo, and Peterson. When there's Trade Fair, the old Lusaka used to move to the Copper Belt. So that's when they were recording Ona Mami. So there was a chorus which was put down, and so while it's in there, JK asked me to just write.
I can hear that part. I can hear Damiano in Bonga Bob Maria, I don't wanna wait in vain.
And you know what's
I can hear you there.
What's funny? Well, now I can say it. The way I was writing those verses, I was actually speaking to the guys, those big guys. Because I was small. I had not made it like JK and them and all those guys. So in the verse, what was the first verse? JK's first verse.
The first one.
Kuline ulimonga kanimbo pokaimba sini machitari yes nikaziwa nikakonda nimakaimba daily. I was actually subliminally I was telling those guys that this is my lifestyle. I don't rehearse, I don't write. I don't write songs.
So you're making a statement to the big artists.
To them, but as a love song. So, but telling the girl, but in my heart,
in your heart, you were communicating to the artist.
And Peterson and JK saying, you know what? You may not see me now.
I'm coming.
I don't rehearse. I don't write, because then I never used to write songs. So and then the second verse came. I went in the studio. I went back when he sang that, and then I went back in the booth. And then so in Blazer's studio, on the left side there was a Bob Marley portrait.
Wow!
There was a Bob Marley portrait.
He's a writer.
So the mic was there. I'm blank, and I looked at Bob Marley. I was like, Bob Marley, I don't wanna wait in vain. That's how the first verse. And I came out.
Damiano.
And I came out. That day made me feel a certain accomplishment, because just to write for a person like JK, who I admired for a long time, because I used to listen quality at Corridor Phoenix, local rhythms, yes. I got to JK. So now to find myself in a place where this is JK, he has recognized this boy, and now I have an opportunity to also write. That was just the accomplishment. And then I think from there, it also sold me to Ben Blazer. I was like, I can actually work with this boy.
That's it.
It was.
Then you did the gospel songs. Finally, you launched your gospel career, and you've never turned back.
No turning back.
Wow. So now, after recording all these songs, the next time I heard you record, I think you recorded with Busy Baila International, with Tishon. You recorded a very nice song, File Kefie. Then after that time, I haven't really heard.
By the way, I know that sometimes when you do some of these things, I'm a journalist myself. Some writers may, just pick a line and say, yo, Damiano, not for JK. I actually was the one who was honored to put in the work for my big brother, JK. So, takuli at yo, Damiano Samshani.
I like that. Yeah, no, social media can be malicious and ruthless sometimes. Yeah, so did you retire from music or what's going on now? What next? What's happening with you? What are you doing?
Haven't retired, but I was on a break. Because first there was a time I went to school, to Bible school, because I took it serious that I needed to understand what I'm talking about and what just gospel is. Is it just hallelujah? Is it just singing the name of Jesus and that's it? So I went to Bible school. I went to Rema Bible School right here in Lusaka. I did a diploma. I graduated in 2022. And so from 2022, then, that's when I decided, okay, I think now I'm ready to go back in the studio and record something. So I recorded something with, I started recording some music with Beat Freak. Then whilst I was working in the film industry, because also being a creative, so I'm a script writer, and sometimes I would do first AD, and also sometimes I would do post-production supervisor. So I was just all-round film production, worked for Upfront. I worked with...
Plus you're a trained journalist, actually.
Yes. I worked for Yoweli, Mr. Yoweli. I've worked with Tommy Banda. That's in the film. So whilst I was pushing, the film was sustaining me and just living. Until I sampled a few works to Pompey, and he listened to it and he was like, man of God, this is nice stuff. This is good stuff. But you know what? We need to add some element to these songs. These guys are serious with sound. Yeah. So that's how he took me to Mag 44.
Radio Cafe.
Yeah, we had a meeting and he said, Ndala, this man of God has got some serious work, but we need to pimp it, we need to add this. So that's how Radio Cafe came in, started working on an album, and here we are, ready to launch.
So you have an album that's about to...
I have a full album done at Radio Cafe.
Wow.
But obviously we're now
Mag
dropping...
44 on the beat.
Mag 44.
Natina and Oktina.
I was actually even telling him,
two of my favorites, Damiano and Mag 44, on an album. I can't wait. I think I'm going to be the first person to stream this album.
What makes it even major is that this collaboration is Radio Cafe, Atmosphere, Damiano.
So Pompey's team this side, Mag 44's team.
The production, the sound production. Atmosphere is doing the marketing, branding, and video directing and production. And I'm doing the artist work. So
I'm so excited.
It's by the grace of God. And from this, I think I've learned that patience is a virtue. When you involve God, definitely it's got a different way of just... I think what I've gone through, what I've done, going to Bible school, staying true to the word, and just waiting until anybody else now would say, but at your age now, gray hair, I think I'm done, you must retire. But I think God's perfect time has no limitation and age, and I think I'm just starting.
I'm so happy and I'm so excited. I actually feel emotional. Like, this brother of mine is finally coming back in the limelight, and we're going to be listening to his music soon. Do we have a title for the album?
We have the title.
Do we have it
album,
ready, or
we'll leave it to
it's a surprise.
But obviously, I've been showing it subliminary. Those that I may understand will understand.
Yeah.
Most of most of my posts, there's a hashtag I put there.
Okay.
That's actually the title of my album.
I'm going to check right
But
now. Go to Damiano's page. We've already tagged him, as you can see. So check out the hashtag that he keeps using.
So, but there's a single that's dropping, which actually featured Pompey as an artist. And also a video which was directed by Mr. Chaka Nyatando as the director. And it was, music produced by Mark 44 and Radio Cafe. So we're dropping this single and it's called Wafola Wafulwa.
It's the Dutemwe. Wafola Wafulwa.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you asked the question, where is Damiano? And I took the assignment. I hope that I have delivered. I found Damiano.